Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Competition Autobeam. For those of you unaware, we are a crowdsourced challenge series where players from all around the world engineer and design cars in Automation, the car company tycoon game, and race them competitively using BeamNG Drive's automation export functionality and time trial system. This is the results video for the first round of our third full season, and this time around, the theme was 50s land barges. Some of the most beautiful designs ever come from this era, and cars were starting to come equipped with advanced comfort features like air conditioning, power steering, phonographs, a transmission that not only shifts itself, leading you to be relaxed on your daily commute to your advanced position at some unionized company that actually paid well because, come on, it's the 1950s America. It's a decade in which the middle class, so to speak, were living more comfortable lives in general now that the war was long over and the economy was in a boom. And part of this comfortable life, perhaps the American dream, so to speak, in propagandist terms, was owning a big flashy car with a big honking V8 that felt like an extension of their big, fancy, suburban living room. It looks like a spaceship and rides like a waterbed and stops like a train and handles like a covered wagon. But you don't care, because you're winning the space race. The what? Yeah, on that topic. What was going on at the time? Russian Prime Minister Nikita Khrushchev had been very ambitious in his leadership of the Soviet Union and shocked the world in 1957 when the Soviet Union launched the Sputnik rocket, the first man-made Earth satellite. He believed that the Soviet Union could not only match the living standards in the West, but exceed them. And I'm pretty sure he was looking at our cars at the time because, frankly, they just looked outdated compared to the rest of the world. But the US automotive industry had better automotive designers like Virgil Exner and Harley Earl, who pushed the American auto industry to its absolute limits during the time, at least design-wise. As a result, American cars in the 1950s were beautiful, humongous garbage. For this round, the aesthetics brief was to make a full-size premium sedan typical of what was offered in the North American market at the time. Although the real-life inspirations for this round were typical floaty boats like the Plymouth Fury, the Chrysler 300, the Chevy Impala, the Oldsmobile 88, the Edsel Ranger, and the Ford Thunderbird, we did see some teams offer their more European takes on design on this round, which is perfectly valid, I may add. Several of you did go with overhead cam 6-cylinder engines as well, although about half of us stayed towards star-sprinkled roots and used overhead valve V8 engines. Now, without further ado, let's get to the competitor. To start off, we have my own team, Alliance Autotopia, with the McNamara Superior Park Ridge. This all-American wood-paneled station wagon takes influence from Plymouth and Ford wagons of the era, one of only 3 cars to use ladder frame construction, the only car to use rear leaf springs, the only car with a limited slip differential, and the car with the narrowest tires. The sled sure stuck to its Mopar-inspired roots in engineering. Unfortunately, having the highest service costs, the group made it unfavorable in engineering scores despite its class-leading reliability and utility, and its horrific understeer seemed to cause Ugamara quite some problems and was detrimental to its lap time. Next up, we have Baseworks with the Belmont Fort Lauderdale. This Chrysler Imperial inspired luxury sedan has both the largest engine at a very healthy 6.1 liters as well as the heaviest curb weight of the group at a very patriotic 1776 kilogram. I mean, what the fuck is a kilometer? Having the highest prestige and safety among the competitors, this round definitely helped with securing a second place finish for the Belmont in engineering score. I personally like the aesthetics of this car, but it seems that it was overlooked in the style vote and over flashier entries. Next up is Chapeau Squadron with the I gotta see in French, I cannot pronounce this. This very French take on this round earns a very well-deserved first place medal and engineering score, courtesy of its high comfort, high drivability, and low service costs. Interestingly enough, the engine does not seem very French, being a 4.2-liter overhead valve inline 6. It seems people were torn on the aesthetics voting as to whether this very clearly Citroen DS derived body could work for the theme of the round, but the boys at Chapeau made away with the third place aesthetics finish nonetheless. Next, we have the German-Icelandic duo of CGM. They submitted the Griffewald Model K, a large sedan with the profile of a mid-50s Studebaker and the front fascia of a Stutes Blackhawk. I find it quite incredible that Carlo K was able to squeeze an overhead cam V8 into the budget, but if it works, it works. Oh yeah, did I mention that this car literally has 0 brake pad type? Owing to its more advanced valve train and its displacement of 5.8 liters, it had the highest power out of the group at a very healthy 270 horsepower. This strategy of more power paid off, and CGM earned themselves a third place finish in lap time. Very well done. Competition Autobeam founder CyberClown19 made his great return to the competition this round. His team, Cybersports, submitted the Victory Royale Mark III, a large sedan with a corrosion-resistant steel chassis and overhead cam V8, displacing only 4 liters and producing the fewest net ponies of the group at only 142 horsepower. Unfortunately, it scored a joint last place in aesthetics as well as overall. Better luck next time. A fresh face to this competition, the one-woman team of DuPont submitted the DuPont Strider 244 Stinger, an extremely unorthodox take on this round in the form of, okay, what the hell is this thing supposed to be? Automation says it's a hatchback, but it looks like some kind of bizarre world Corvette drop top with rear seats that I imagine can only hold maybe 2 of your pet Smurfs and nobody else. In all seriousness, the incredible attention to detail and grunt work in making a completely custom body paid off, and Deep Point came in flying with the second place in the aesthetics finish, with the lowest weight, best acceleration, smooth overhead cam inline 6, and disc brakes all around. The DuPont also managed a very respectable second place lap time. And now we have the trio of DEC Motorsports. Dutchy, Azatos, and Diva submitted the Matek 240J Streka, very Eastern Bloc looking luxury sedan with an overhead cam inline 6 and fuel injection. I'm sorry, what the hell is this space age technology? Jokes aside, DC's car was fairly middling in every aspect and thus was unable to secure a podium despite the team's best efforts. CAB veteran Harmless is back for Season 3 and submitted the Transom DEL 236. This large personal luxury coupe appears to be more of an early to mid-50s car than 1959, resembling the Ford Crown Victoria of the era. I could absolutely see one of these Yank tanks ending up as a tourist taxi in Cuba in the far future. Astonishingly, the Transom is front-wheel drive. I'm aware that some American automakers like Oldsmobile and Cadillac flirted with the layout in the 1960s, but I still didn't think anyone would actually utilize that layout, even though it was available in automation. Anyhow, solid entry from a very familiar face. Neptune Motors, led by Jackie Boy, is another new kid on the block and submitted the Malovo Starwave, a ladder frame pushrod V8 powered luxury coupe. Very American. With the lowest redline of all the contestants at only 4,200 RPM, the slowest acceleration of the group, and a sub-optimized 8-pack carburetor setup, it might not be surprising that Jackie ended up with the worst lap time. But we all have to start somewhere, and it's all about having fun at the end, so thank you for your submission. And finally, we have Racing Republic with the McSiege Interstellar, a gargantuan Ford Galaxy-inspired sedan with a 4.1 overhead cam inline 6 engine. This car was a beauty and a beast. This team, consisting of veterans Almac and Seasage, as well as newcomer designer Chill Collins, took home 3 medals: first place in lap time, first place in aesthetics, and second place in engineering score. A very well put together entry this round. This car had the highest sportiness and highest prestige of the group. Racing Republic has long been one of the most fearsome competitors throughout the competition's history, and they are off to a great start. The results for this round were posted a while back, but you can see them for yourself here. And I think that about sums it up. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for your submissions, and I can't wait to see your next batch of creations.